This is a Hoardcast. Special report. We are
watching. Hoardcast.
Well, anyways, so did we all do the MLB thing or try to do the MLB thing today? Is that our link tonight?
I think so.
So this is like our confessional, our post-mortem of the events of the day. So
yeah.
So Dan, you're all in all the apps and stuff like that, but this blockchain thing you really haven't messed with much. And when this came along, what you're just a baseball fan, yeah?
I'm a baseball guy, and it seemed like a good opportunity to get in on something on the ground floor.
Yeah. Well, it feels like maybe the roof, because like the ground floor I feel like was the GPKS one. I think that's going to be like the gold standard. Those are going to be the vintage. There's going to be an atom bomb is going to be the vintage Han of NFTs for ages. That's my feeling about the whole thing. If it develops the way I think it's going to go.
Sure, but if baseball breaks out, this drop could be very specific. It could be that to baseball fans. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping anyway. At least.
Well, that's my spinning wooden coin going to be worth in 5 years. That's all I want.
Mine is the spin wooden coins.
Well, you may wish that you had sold it for one wax. If the currency does well and continues to ascend, based off the success of the NFTs. I've had this conversation with my friend Woody, who's always been kind of a prophet of the the internet, these apps to me, about but the project he's working on, which is going to be on the Flow blockchain, which is the same thing that Dapper is using for Top Shot. So it'll be the same currency basically. And he says that there are technical advantages to that because it is made specifically for NFTs, and there's things that are going to work better for that or for NFTs than anything that they can do with wax. That everything that they're doing with wax is just tacked on kind of bullshit that barely fucking works. That's literally kind of the take I was getting on the deal. And seeing the way this drop went, feels so familiar to all of us, having been in these apps for so long and seeing the exact same type of grinding halt failures and technical catastrophes as we kind of witnessed today.
So today was bad. It wasn't good. It very much could have been worse.
Did I make it sound bad? Did I make it sound bad?
That is true.
I was trying to be so positive.
We've seen so much work, right? We've seen so much work. It didn't get out to the people, all the people who wanted it, who were there and ready for it. A lot of people couldn't do it, but it got out to people, at least, right?
Yeah, I don't think it ever could have gotten out to everybody. And just the fact that the uncertainty of the technical failure made people feel like they had missed their chance because of that. Not because of anything that they had done or just bad luck. It was because the whole thing was a cluster. Well, that's what cost me. That's what cost me my chance.
That's what cost a lot of people, but
that's what they feel. That's what they feel.
And the only reason that I get in is because I'm comfortable and familiar with Tops and how they do stuff. So, whereas the guys who are coming in from NFT who are baseball card guys and they're just learning wax and everything else, they're like, oh, it told me I failed, so they walk away. You and I, and we all know, just because Tops tells you it's not there doesn't mean it's not going to be there in 5 minutes. It may be in your account. You just keep going. You just pound.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You pulverize.
I would never have done that.
Right. Because you rang up 10. I rang up 10. I was ready to eat it if those went through based on what was going down, but I didn't even get one. None.
It honestly reminded me a lot of the early Top Shot stuff, where
they didn't have the queue yet, and so when they had that drop, it was just everybody, slamming the buy now, and you'd get there, and you would like get error after error after error, and then finally it would go through, and then you get another error, and the Discord was just raging, and it was like people were posting this screenshots of the Discord for the Wax server.
Oh, it's hilarious.
The exact same stuff.
Oh my God, you should read it. It's a joy. It's goddamn it's like you should quit on steroids and meth. It's crazy. These guys are raging so fucking hard.
I couldn't screenshot fast enough. I was having a ball.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. You got to go check out their Discord at the Wax Discord and just drink the tears. Oh my God, unbelievable. So entitled. I mean, there's guys that have been into this for a while that really do feel like, and I feel they probably feel invaded by all these noobs that just all of a sudden ran into their hobby. You know what I mean? These guys that were kind of king shits of the NFTs.
Yeah, but they want them, right? Like, you want more people. Right. That's more demand.
You want their dollars.
Yeah. Well,
you want their interest.
It'll be interesting to see if this is a thing that finally attracts a mega whale. I think it's time for a Parm the Palm type person to come on the scene and really dominate something, to go after something and make it like a thing. You know what I mean? It's ripe for it.
Something or whatever.
It's just so ripe for that. It's such a Wild West thing. There's it's very easy to imagine somebody dialing into something like that and making it happen. And I don't know what it's going to be yet. It'll be exciting to see.
Yeah. So how did everybody do today? For those of us who got packs, which I think is everybody here, right?
Well, I mean, thanks to you, I got a pack. I did not get a pack. You were very nice to sell me a pack. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Or otherwise, I would not have had one.
So I initially tried to buy like a variety of them, and I kept getting that error message, and then it finally went through, and then it like kind of had a confirmation screen, but it didn't say like I had bought anything. It was like waiting for payment basically, and then I looked at my credit card, and I had a pending fee, so I was like, oh, it must have gone through, which I think is what happened to a lot of people in our Discord, is they saw that pending charge and assumed that meant they had something. And I didn't have an email or anything like that, so I was like, oh, this is great, I got it. And then I just sat there and I was like watching the time tick down, and I still didn't have an email, and I was like, maybe I'll just try one more. So I tried again, and I made a smaller purchase that time because I didn't really want to end up with both of them. And that time I did get a confirmation email, and so then I was like, oh, well, I guess my first one probably didn't go through then. So I ended up getting 2 packs, and I don't know if what I got is any decent, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, have you opened them?
I did. That was another frustrating thing. So I opened the first pack, that worked fine. I opened the second pack, and the web page got stuck on like the loading. So I refreshed it, and then it had already like sent the call to like open it, so I no longer had it. And then it took like 20 minutes probably for them to actually show up in my, I don't even know, Atomic Hub web page. So so that was a little frustrating.
So what's the best card you got?
I got a Bo Bichette Epic. That's a 10 print. I'm assuming that's the best.
Wow, 10 print. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's at like 70 or 80.
Okay, so 10 minted.
So it's number 10 mint,
relatively
low.
Sorry. 10, the 10 mint. Then I got a couple of 4 mints of like uncommon cards.
Yeah, now this plays into something that I was warning about, and a lot of people didn't understand because Topps is not clear, as per usual. Talking shit about, oh, don't worry about when you open your packs because everything's pre-minted, okay? Everything's pre-minted, and everyone's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. it's not, because if that was only for the base, the base are that way. Everything above that, when you get into the super rares and the epics and the legendaries and all that shit, mints when you fucking open that. That's why you see guys with, like yourself, a couple of number 4s, because they were basically banging out of packs, number 4, one there and then one here, because that's where they were in that rarity.
What makes you say that, Gregg?
Just because it would be too much of a coincidence. How could he possibly have 2 number 4s? And I see a number of people that have consecutive numbers minting out in those cards. So, they've got like their high numbers, but like 1072 and then 1073 and then 1076 of the same guy. So
that may have more to do with the fact that Topps just isn't good at randomizing, which they
and a lot of these aren't that high. So, I mean, now that I'm looking at my cards, you might be right. It's just hard to say. Like, my rares, now that I'm looking at them, I have, like, number 45, I have number 42, and number 43, and number 52. So those are all pretty close.
Right. They're in that range. They're right in that range. There's no way that it would be too much of a coincidence.
But I also have, like, a rare number 1.
Nice.
I got a Lewis Robert rare number 1, which is not in that range. So,
yeah,
but you're right. It is a little odd.
But they're promoting this. Hold the pack. We preloaded it.
So wait. But the rare is one of those base levels. That's like the red. That's basically like the 3rd level up. That's basically one of those pre-minted levels.
Okay, so where do you think the pre-minting stops then?
Probably at rare, and I think I think it stops at super anything in super rare and epic and legendary. I believe we're minting at that time.
Yeah, that's hard to say because I don't have any doubles.
It's something to look into. That's the fun thing. We know people that are like so into this kind of shit, this kind of data stuff, that just like to dig into stuff like this. That people are going to go crazy with this stuff because the data that's available is wild.
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna know. Like I pulled 2 of the Independence Day base, which are Epic exclusive, which is weird. They were less Epic. I had to kind of look this up on the odds. Epic exclusive are less rare than Epic, which are also less rare than super rare. Super rare was like way more rare than Epic exclusive. It was weird, but my 2 print numbers are. I mean, they're kind of close, but they're not that close. Now it's not loading up very well, but it's 49 and 27. And they're only out of 76 total. So, they can't really even be that far apart.
Well, I could go like full conspiracy, theory and go, well, they both are divided by, you can be divided by 9, which is a prime, man. So, you just take that wherever you want.
My super rares are 4 and 26.
Yeah, I got one that was a 4, and I think another. My super rare. I think was a 20, which isn't bad, and it was a good player. I can't remember the guy. Buster Posey.
Oh yeah.
So what a name on that guy, huh? He probably had to punch a lot of dudes.
So I'm pretty happy with how things went. I was frustrated, right, as everyone else was. So first I was getting that error message just trying to get to the checkout page, that 999 error that a lot of people were getting. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a Topps issue, and that resolved itself about 15 minutes in. And then I was getting to the Stripe checkout page, and every time I tried to check out, it failed.
That's what I got
too. Check out, failed. Try to check out, failed. Yeah. Then I would try to check out with Google Pay, with my credit card, failed. Try to check out with Google Pay with PayPal, failed. And it just kept failing, and I had a 2:00 conference call, and I'd been doing this for half an hour, and I was like, all right, I'll see if I can kind of still do it while I'm on my Zoom call. But as I was getting into it, I saw my Gmail, and I saw that I had 2 confirmation emails.
Oh, from Whitney.
And I was ordering 2 packs at a time. My plan was to order 2 packs.
Right. That was mine as well.
4.
Mine as well.
Yeah.
So you ended up with 4. Well, thank God, because at least I was able to get 1. Again, thank you, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so I had signed my brother. I had convinced my brother to do this with me, and he struck out as well. So I offered him a pack at cost, and he decided not to take it. But he told me he had a buddy who would buy a pack off of me for $200.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking I could probably do better, but this was my brother's friend, so I sold him one pack for $200. I sold you at cost, and you threw me a little extra. So I ended up with 2 packs, and my total buy-in was $80 for 2 packs. I've opened one of them; the other is unopened. I'm gonna save it for a little bit. And I did pretty good. I got one of those team cubes, the ones that are like animated.
Those are neat. They look like Top Shots. They remind me a lot of a Top Shot.
Yeah, so I got the Red Sox one.
Sweet.
Which, just for shits and giggles, I put it up on wax for 4,000 wax, I think, which is like 800 some bucks. So it seemed to be like kind of in the middle to a little bit on the low side of what people were asking, or not what they're selling for. There's a lot of people asking for like thousands of dollars, but there's been some that have sold around that, and some have sold for a bit less. But I figured if I get $800 for that, I'd be very happy. And then I put the second pack up on eBay originally when I had 4 of them, and I didn't know what I was going to do for $500. And I had an offer. I got an offer for $280, and I haven't responded to it, but that seems light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, compared. Well,
I think
it's hard to gauge because we look at the price on the market and it shows wax and what that amount of wax is worth. So it kind of makes us think that's what it's really worth, but it's hard when you're going straight to USD. I don't know. I'd probably be willing to take a little hit there just to go straight to spending cash I can go to get gas with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I thought about that.
To 375 is the sell price on eBay.
Yeah, so that was my thing, Greg. When I sold that one to my brother's friend for $200, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna make $100 profit on one right away. And then when I first put it on for $500, there were a lot over that, but there were a lot that was selling for like $250, even like $300-ish. But now that I'm looking at them, there's nothing on here listed under like 300, or I think the lowest straight listing is like $415. So there's a 370. Yeah, there's a 375 one listed, and there's some for like 400, 450, 500. But I feel like 280 might be a little low, and maybe it's because I feel like I did really well in my pack because I got those 2 Epic exclusives, I got the Epic Team Cube, and I got a number 1 rare that I feel like I could make a lot more than $280 on the pack.
Oh, for sure, yeah. We'll number ones are something a lot of folks that are just going to get their first taste of. It's just totally unique. It's a fuck you price for those at some point. They're just not that going to be that many of them around. They're like the gold gildeds. Or the one of ones, which Bam, one of the guys in our Discord, our friend the Obi-Wan Kenobi pulled a fucking is it Bo Bichette one of one?
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Legendary exclusive signature. That is amazing.
Tens of thousands of dollars probably right now. So that's just a crazy fucking pull. And that's what that was the dream. That was everybody, that's why I said buy the $100 pack. Buy the $100 pack. Because that's the kind of shit that's only in that fucking pack. So.
Yeah. So right now my life right now is just researching.
What's that?
I said my life right now for the last little bit has just been kind of researching. I'm just trying to get an understanding of what I have, what they're generally selling for. So I'm doing a lot of research.
It's all
some things up on.
Yeah. It's going to be all over the place for a little while too. It takes a bit for it to really kind of settle in and see. I've seen people. There's going to be a lot of fucking sour grapes, but I still think that the amount of attention that's come to the thing all of a sudden is going to carry the day in terms of demand versus supply.
Hope so.
The way it went, Jesus Christ, look at that drop. I mean, god dang. How much money was that all at once? Somebody do the math. I think it was like, it's got to be at least $3 million.
I think it was about $3 million because it was like 24,000 of the $100 packs, which is 2.4, and then 50,000 of the $10 ones.
5 or 10?
They were 10.
Yeah.
They were $10.
Yeah.
Oh no, they were $5. Yeah.
Were they
Yeah,
$5?
they were really. I was surprised
Okay.
how cheap they were. That's why I think there's going to be a meld event around those. They're so cheap.
When I looked like right after I had gotten the packs on the Atomic Hub, the packs themselves were selling for like $230, and now the cheapest is like $330. So in just like a couple of hours, that floor has risen about $100.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like as those packs get open, there's just less of them, and there's also at the same time more people seeing them on eBay or seeing them on whatever, and there's going to be more people coming for them, and they're getting open, so there's going to be just less of them.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's a finite product. That's the thing. When you talk about LE, it's what we're always complaining about. Give us the limited edition stuff. Well, there it is. There's only so many of these packs that are going to come out. You don't know what's going to come out of any given pack opening based on a bunch of crazy formulations and odds and stuff like that. And also what's already been pulled. If all the Goldens or whatever if they have some kind of super rare, all the one of ones are pulled, well, no more of those are going to pop out. That's going to be done with. They figured out how to do that. Hopefully, that would be fun.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say I tried to list a couple of things. So I pulled like 4 or 5 cards that might be like sell decently, and I started to look into what they might be worth. I posted a couple of them. I tried to post the third, and I got an error message that I didn't have enough RAM on my account. I'm like, what is this? You have to pay to post things now? Is that like a common thing in the wax world?
Gregg was explaining this to me because I had the same exact thing happen to me, and I guess you do have to pay to get some RAM, but you can just throw like a couple wax at it.
Yeah.
And
not even half the wax.
Yeah, it's hardly anything. You can just throw, like you said, about half a wax at the thing. There's a little thing that usually is really, I've never seen it before. It's really convenient that it pops up and just goes, oh, you need, some wax for that. You throw like half a wax at it, and it only holds it, it only stakes it for like milliseconds or some bullshit. So it's literally holding it just long enough to make the transaction go through or something. I don't understand it, but it was easy and painless. You should try. Anybody that runs into that, just go ahead and try, or try, throw a whole wax. You may actually have a wax and not even know it.
So yeah, the same thing happened to me, and I haven't done anything about it yet because I have 0.2 wax in my account.
I didn't have any wax. Rob from Discord sent me some wax to stake me. So I owe him one.
Yeah, so I might have done a dumb thing. I don't know if it was a dumb thing. So the uncommons, they're not selling for much on the wax market right now, a few bucks. It looks like mostly, but I got a uncommon Acuna Jr., who's like, the holy grail of most players. So I thought I'll put this on eBay for like $50 and see if there's like any like frenzy people, because you can't compare sales on eBay as well, right? There aren't any, they haven't been. So maybe like someone sees this and they get excited. And I got an offer for $25. I probably should have taken it, but I countered for $30, and now I'm like here, like refreshing to see like what he's gonna do with his counter. I was like,
Remind me again. What's the number count on an uncommon?
They're pretty high. They're pretty high.
It's not that. Yeah. So
I'll bring it up on Token Heads. They're
81.
My daughter's calling me. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's 881.
Yeah.
So it's not a super low mint number, but it's not a high mint number. It's like 175. Probably should have just taken that $25, and now I'm just like staring at this counter offer, being like, should have just taken it. That would have covered a quarter of my pack cost on an uncommon.
I sold a common Arietta in the market because he's one of the melds. That was one of the only ones I had, and it's for the cheap ass pack too. But I sold that common card for 333 wax.
I didn't get any meld.
No, that was a nice little.
I apologize.
For that.
My daughter called me, and I really got dropped out of the thing. So if you gave the number of what the Acuna is out of,
What was
Yeah,
that?
it's at 881.
881. Okay, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty good payday for a common, because that's, I don't know, I think it was like 60 or some bucks or some shit like that.
Wow.
I can't look it up because I don't want to. I got a screen here. I don't want to open more. I need more fucking screens like I need a hole in the head right now. I don't need that.
Yeah,
I don't need that in my life.
It looks like 300 wax is $64. So,
Yeah, that's a great deal.
Yeah, so that's pretty great for a common, and once the meld's over, who'll give a shit about that one? They'll probably, like I say, they'll probably do some more melds just to keep the heat going around the thing.
I pulled a Verlander common, and that's one of the meld ones. So I'm gonna
You should sell that.
throw that up.
Get out there in the market. Yeah, get out there and market. You'll be surprised. Those all go for orders of magnitude to any of the other. Like most of the other commons are like 2-3 wax maybe if you're lucky. I'm listing shitloads. I was just listing tons of them. I actually ran out on my RAM and I had staked a bunch because I was just listing the fuck out of a bunch of smalls because that's the kind of stuff that's going to sell quickly and hopefully pay up some of. I dropped some money on a big card, what I hope will be a big card down the road.
Yeah, what did you get, Eric?
I got a DeGrom. It's the Epic. It's one of those Epic event ones, and it's 48, and that's his jersey number. So it's basically, and it's on the card. It's like he's
Nice.
there, big as life, with a big fucking 48 right on his fucking chest. So it's the mint number matching his jersey. That will probably develop into a thing just like number ones. It's a pretty common thing in sports cards already to find things numbered.
Yeah.
The jersey number of a player is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's a Top Shots thing too. They do that in Top Shots as well.
Yeah,
it's huge.
it'll catch on here.
How
And,
that actually goes?
yeah, so I'm convinced it'll catch on over here too. There's just too many parallels for that not to. So I was really looking in the market today after the drop when everybody was kind of surly and pissed off, but people were still listing stuff. And we had talked about there was the possibility that people would list things that maybe they didn't even know, that was the guy's number. I was looking for things like that. And then I came across this one, and it was a nice rarity, and it was like half my wax. It was literally like half my wax, and I was just kind of like, fuck it. I'm gonna stake in on something that I think long term will pay off. It was about $700 in wax, but wax is cheap though too. So just having it now, if the wax increases in value, it will increase in value as well. Because it was actually down the last day or so. It's been down around 18, down from around, pretty consistently around 30. So
it's a good time to get into wax.
Yeah. Well, great time was when we first started doing GPK last year. Holy shit, it was like 4. It was nothing.
Yeah.
It was like literally 0.04. And now it's like, 0.25 or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Should have jumped in.
Yeah.
It's just like Dogecoin.
Well, it's funny because we never had any interest. I still don't really have that much interest in the crypto, to tell you the truth. I'm really interested in the NFTs. I think the objects are going to be the fun. Now, Sasha's dad and I had pretty much the same experience in terms of our checkout, except he was the lucky winner that came through with a bunch of packs, and it didn't work for me because we did exactly what he was saying. When the thing didn't go through or it didn't give you that confirmation, you're like, fuck it, do it again. Fuck it, do it again. Until I get that thing, I'm going to keep doing it. And then I said, I'm like, because then I started seeing people saying they were showing pending charges, and I said, Crystal, can you look at the credit card and tell me if there's charges? There should be a charge for like $207. And she goes, yeah, there's a couple of those like that. And so the end result was 5 of those showing as pending. So I would have got, and each of them was 2 jumbos. So if that had gone through, I would have ate it as Sasha's dad did. Probably sold off some packs to friends and just kind of ate it. I was ready to do that, but I got stiffed. Pretty wild stuff. So, anybody else in the group see any big hits or anything like that? That one from Bam, just goddamn, I'm sick in the. I see something like that. And just imagine what he's going to get for it. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. So my brother's buddy, who I sold the pack to, he was sending some pictures of like all his hits, and I was like, whew, glad I sold you that pack.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't a winner. I was afraid that the one you sold me was going to have something super fucking awesome in it, and I'd just be like, Dan, you're going to fucking kill me.
I almost was like letting you know.
Because I know you don't like me that much anyways. You should. Hey, we're going to run out of time in like 6 minutes, so be aware. Because I do not have the good Zoom. Don't have that good Zoom.
I think this is the third time I've ever used Zoom, and 2 of those are with you. So
yeah, no, it's my go-to. It works pretty good. It works pretty great.
We use it for work all the time.
So overall, I guess how did we feel? Did we have fun with this thing today? How did it outweigh the annoyance, or are we still? Especially Dan, you're brand new to this thing.
Yeah, I had a blast, and I can't wait. I'm fighting the urge to open this other pack, which I know it's smarter maybe to just hold on to it for a while. But I had a great time. I'm happy with my packs. My pack, what was in it, other than seeing Bam's 101. I can't complain.
Yeah,
For you.
He's a very lucky guy. That's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what he gets for it. I mean, he's a smart guy too. I think he'll watch and see where the market at. But it's a good player, and he can kind of put it out there at that fuck you price and wait. See if that fucking whale wades in.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see his comment when I posted it?
No.
I said, call your accountant. Respect, I am an accountant.
Oh yeah, and you said you're a retired accountant now.
Yeah, at least an accountant with a really nice new car.
I don't know. I'm kind of looking, a little longer haul at all this stuff. I'm really interested in the devices. These things, the stuff is giving me a buzz in a way that I haven't had since like my days when I was fucking around with, comic books, or when I was, buying this or buying here and selling there, and, whatever kind of fucking collectible thing I've been doing. This one's really got me turned on in a way that I think, it's got some legs. It's got some possibilities, for big shit. And take it from a guy that sold some big fucking shit that he bought for very little fucking money a while back. God damn, I've had a year. Holy shit. That's a whole nother goddamn show.
Some of those.
Fuck's sake, I've been making some money. I don't even make money. I never make money. I'm like, Crystal should smother me with a pillow.
But then she wouldn't know what the shits were.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I finally did some of that. Well, I thought it's always fun to see something go, terribly wrong, and I guess that's kind of what happened. And I'm happy that so many of my friends were able, to get in, and I'm happy that having a friend was able, to help me too. It's nice to see that can win the day sometimes, once in a while too, when we're so used to guys just wading in with the billfold. You know what I mean?
Yep. You gotta.
One of the things
help out when you can.
Gregg, you and I talked about this way back when I did the featured band. Is that my one kind of reserve on this, because I came from way back in Star Wars Force Collection. And that Star Wars Force Collection, one day, Konami just lost the account, and the game just shut down. And everybody had spent hundreds. I had spent hundreds. People had spent thousands on cards. Gone. They don't exist anymore. Because you don't own them. And that was always my one thing with the Star Wars Card Trader and all the other stuff. So when this NFT stuff came, and we talked about it on Discord and other places, that whole idea of you actually own this. It's it's akin to the physical card, where you can take this with you. You can, Topps goes to nothing, and it's still quote unquote there. So that really kind of was the one thing that kept me always kind of a little bit in and out of Star Wars Card Trader and all these other ones. So yeah, you guys have probably gotten sick of my ranting and raving about Top Shot and all that stuff.
No, I've been there for it, and I'm there with you on all of it. It's a blast, and it's got a lot of people really eyeing the door and thinking about how is this going to go in the apps. And I mean, we could do another whole fucking hour and a half just on that topic alone, because there's going to be a huge shift in focus when they can just go, give us $3 million on one day, and no matter how fucked up and how miserable everybody is, they still got paid. It all worked great. I guarantee they're drinking champagne tonight, baby.
And not only
Maybe not the mod guy who's running the Wax Discord.
He's probably drinking something stronger than
Opens bottle of poison.
Like one of those jugs with the 3 X's on it from the old cartoons.
Exactly. No, this one's got skull and crossbones on it. That's the only way out. Those guys are fucking mean. Those guys are mean. They're very, very salty and angry. I mean, seriously, a whole segment of You Should Quit just right there. Those guys should all fucking quit on that feed, man. It's bad. So I've got about a minute and a half left. Guys, thank you so very much for joining me on a moment's notice. This just went out to Twitch. I'll steal it later off of the Twitch feed and put it on the YouTube and stuff like that. But I literally would like to talk again just about like more about this and all the other ramifications. So maybe we'll have to start a council of blockchain mentors.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of more nuanced and informed opinions about it in maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, well, people are still deciding. People are deciding how this is all going to work. That's the big thing is the people are going to really have a chance to decide what goes and what doesn't. So it'll be really fun to watch, and hopefully those that have invested feel like they invested wisely and had fun with it at least. So thanks again. I really appreciate everybody for being here.
I guess
Put it together, Greg.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are.
Watching.